Okay, now in this video, what we're going to do is we are going to go through our setup process, and this is going to be a series of several videos. And in this first video, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be setting up S2 Member that we have already installed on WordPress. So if you have installed S2 Member, if you have installed the plugin, you are ready to go. If not, go back to the S2 Member video, install the plugin, and then come back to this video, and then we will be ready to get started. So shut the video off if you haven't done it, set up your plugin, and then come back and we are be ready to go. Okay, so now if you have come back and the video is back on, we will assume that you have your plugin set up. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a theme, and I'm going to suggest that while you're doing your installation, you start with a basic theme. So we're going to go to the theme area, which you start with the appearance, and there is one basic theme that WordPress installs with your installation, and it is called 2012. So before you start with any premium theme or anything that has a look to it, let's just start this installation. It's going to be easy for you to follow if you activate the 2012 theme. So go ahead and go to the 2012 theme. Just place your cursor over it, click activate, and the theme will be ready to go. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an external login widget. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to go to the plugin area. You're going to go and add a plugin. And then when you get there, you're going to just type in here login widget. Search plugins, and you can use any of the login widgets that come up here. You can probably use just the first one that comes in. They're all rated pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and this one actually is one that you can use as a sidebar login widget. So choose any of these login widgets. We'll just choose this one. We will then activate our plugin. Okay, then we'll go to the widget area. Click in our widget. Okay, so for now, we'll just then go to the widget area, and you'll see that there's your login widget, which you can place in the main sidebar. We're just going to put it right there in the top. Then we'll get rid of some of these other widgets here. Okay, so once we have that, then we'll save it. We'll click close, and then we'll just make sure that our widget is there on the front page. Okay, and then you'll notice it is. So you'll notice that we've got our username, Howdy Model Airplane. It has us logged in. Of course, if we were to click log out here, then it will display us as needing to log in. Right, so there's our post, and all we have to do now is log in. So we've got our simple setup. We are now ready to go to the next step here and start setting up S2 Member. So let's just click the login button there, log back in. We are logged in. Then we're going to go back to our dashboard. Okay, so now you're going to see, and when you get to this page, you're going to see that you've got seemingly a lot of things to do here, but there really isn't. So don't get overwhelmed. We're going to go through these things very quickly, and you're going to be able to do them just fine. You're going to get a message here from S2 Member that says General Options, Membership Options page. You'll need to set that up first before they start enforcing any security restrictions. Don't worry about that. We are going to set that up, but why don't we go ahead and do that now so that you won't see that error message. So you want to go to your General Options and then Membership Options. And you'll see that further down the page right here. Okay, so now we're only going to have one level to our membership. So we're not doing 2 or 3 levels. So if you had 2 or 3 levels and you needed to have people sign up at different levels, that would be what you could do on this page. However, We are just going to use the default setting. They say that they want that you should just use membership sign up. All I like to do when I set up my memberships is I like to copy this and then go to literally just go to one of the pages and add a page that is called membership sign up. So we're going to add a new page. We're going to write in here membership sign up, and then we're just going to click publish. Okay, now we've got our membership sign up page at least started. Now we can go back to the membership options in S2 member. That's in the general options, and we're going to go back there and make this our membership options page. Okay, we're going to come back to the membership options. We're going to click that button, and then we're going to select membership sign up. Then we're going to save our changes. Okay, so now our message has gone away and we are ready. And all you're going to do is you're going to step through each one of these and you're going to do the ones that make sense. Now remember, we're doing a simple setup, so most of these things will be irrelevant, but I want you to go through these settings so that you'll know you aren't missing anything. And you'll just open up each setting. Right? And in this case, we're going to leave the default setting. Okay? So we're not going to do anything here. Your security encryption key, very important. So what you're going to do now is you're going to auto-generate your security encryption key, and when you do that, you're going to enter it into this gray bar here, and then you're going to want to copy that security key down and then save it someplace because you're going to need it in case anything goes wrong. Okay, so go ahead and click the auto-generate button. Then you're going to have a number to come up here. Then go ahead and then copy that number. Right now, obviously mine is grayed out here. And then put that in a document and stick it up on your server someplace so that you won't lose it. Okay, so once we've saved your changes, we're done with the security encryption key. Now what we're going to do is we'll just take a look here. In general, we are not going to be doing anything with localhost or anything like that. Now, if you do have a particular issue with your host or you have something with your server, you might need to come back to this area. Once again, in most cases, you're not going to have to do anything with that bar. We're not going to be doing anything with CSS. We're going to leave that at the default setting. They give you the opportunity to have an S2 member security badge. We are going to leave the default setting as it is. Okay, if you want to do something with it, you can. And what you can do is you can add this button here. And what it will give you is it'll give you something that might give you a little more credibility. Now, if you're going to add this to your sales page, you could do that. We're not going to do that. As I said, we're just going to kind of keep this simple. And we're going to keep going. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do is to configure your email. And you want to take a few minutes with this, and you want to go ahead and write. You want it to look like it really is going to be something that is self-contained. So in other words, you want everything to be coming from the title of your site. So this is where you want to take a few minutes and then write this in correctly. I'm going to suggest that when you have email coming from the name, you want to write in your real name. If you're going to be the person that's going to be operating the membership, you want to go ahead and do that. I'm going to write in my name here. You want to have your support address coming from the right place. Okay, so we're going to leave that at support. You want to have your mail support contact email, as we have it right there. And then we're going to use the default. Now, one thing that you want to do is you want to customize your new user email message. So as soon as they get set up onto the site, you want them to get an email automatically. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and customize that email. So we're going to choose the option that says yes, customize new user emails with S2 member, and they're going to get an email. And I like to put in here that here's your email and password. And we're just calling this self-employed authors. Right? So they're going to get an email that says, here's your email and password for self-employed authors. And you want to write a nice little professional message here. Okay, so you want to write something that's really going to welcome them. And you want to say something to the effect of, hello, and you want to say, welcome to self-employed authors. Okay, so add as much as you want to add in that box. And then once you have completed that, then you want to go ahead and just take a look at the new user notification. This is something that notifies you when you have a new user on the site. You don't have to do anything with that. I tend not to. And so once you're done with your customization of the email, go ahead and save all your changes. Okay, now next is the open registration button. And you do not want to allow open registration because this is going to be the only people that you want to register are going to be the people who go through your process. So we're going to leave that at no. We do not want open membership. Membership levels. Okay, so we are not going to have any membership levels. We're going to only have one membership. And that's going to be our level 1 membership. Now, later on, you can come back and add new memberships to this, but for now, we are just going to have one level, and that's going to be our subscriber level. Okay, so what you're going to do here now is you are now at the login registration design. Once again, I'm going to suggest that you don't do anything more with this unless you're pretty handy with these things. You can add a logo, you can add a new background, and you can make this really custom if you'd like to do this. Once again, you don't want to focus and you don't want to major in any minors. You don't want to change anything unless you really feel like this is going to add to your income and that you're finding that the branding is needed. I'll show you what this looks like on this page. Okay, so if you want to change your logo and you want to change the background, you can change this to another color or you can have it look different. That's perfectly fine. Once again, it's pretty much just fine the way it is. So I'm going to suggest that in order to finish the process, you leave this the way it is. Just use the default settings, and you want to keep this as simple and as seamless as you can possibly do. So now with that, we're just going to go on to the next section of S2 member. Okay, now the next field you can do is you can customize your login profile. I'm going to once again suggest that you leave the default settings. They are just fine. You don't have to do any other integrations. Just the way it is fine. But if you want to customize this, you certainly can. But don't spend too much time on these things. Once again, you want to get set up as quickly as you can in order for you to start getting subscribers. Now, the next thing you want to take a look at here is the login or the welcome page. And so what you'll need to do is you'll need to set up a page just like you did for the sign up page. You'll need to set up a page called Welcome to Our Members Area. If you want to set up a special page, you can do that, but we're just going to do the default here, which means that we're going to just add a new page. We're going to call it Welcome to Our Members Area. We're going to click Publish. And then our page is set up. We're going to go back to our general options here. Then once we do that, we're going to come back to our login welcome page. And we're going to select the page we just created, Welcome to Our Members Area. Okay, and then we are now set up with that page. Okay, now in this case, member profile modifications, you can have WordPress or you can have S2 member redirect them from modifying their profile. Actually, in this case, if you can do that, you want to go ahead and have them redirected from their member profile. Now, this really keeps things simple for them. This really just kind of adds them and moves them through the process. You don't want them fooling around back in their profile area, so we're just going to redirect them from the login area. We're going to set that to yes, and then we're going to save changes again, and we're just going to go through this last step here. And in this case, you can use tinyURL. However, we are not going to do anything with this URL shortening, and we're just going to click Save All Changes. Okay, so now we have finished the first part of the setup of S2 member, and we are going to pick this up in part 2, and we will then finish off our setup in that video. Okay, so you should be finished with the entire general options section now. So now come back and we will finish the S2 member setup.